know most of you. I'm Zach. I'm a local artist and poet and musician, and I wrote this book. And it's called Chartreuse and Teal, and it is about me and my wife. And these are our two favorite colors, and I just had the idea one day because these colors are always relevant to our lives, and so I was like, you know what if I just titled a book about this? And I illustrated the cover art and everything about it. All the pages have an illustration on it, and we're just gonna go through it. Okay, let's see. I'll just read the back real quick too. Chartreuse and Teal is a collection of poetry dedicated to our love and all that is intimately woven into it, including reflection, growth, trials, mistakes, and perseverance and devotion. Art is the only way I know how to truly express how I feel. Understand that these are my rawest and truest emotions. This is our story presented in poetry that is preserved in pages like a flower that is pressed in a book. The first one is called Seas and Trees, Blues and Greens, My World. We complement each other as the seas do the trees, experiencing emotions from the blues and the greens. When I gaze at you, my world is the reflection in my irises. I did not plan it, but you are what my mind inhabited. And the next one is called The Night Owl and the Early Bird. And I wrote this because I'm always staying up super late, and she gets up super early for work. I am the night owl each day, while you are the early bird. The night air is my prey, and you catch the worms. I recharge in the teal dusk sky. You witness the chartreuse sunrise. Somehow, though we differ, we are birds of a feather. This one's called Vegetation. A warm congratulations to us with this. We have a strong start on the checklist. Life is moving and we are growing. However, I cannot help but to feel we are slowing. As we plant our roots in the same soil, we are blossoming yet fatiguing from the toil. I cannot seem to shake the vegetative state of my emotions. With aspirations high, weeds must not overgrow our devotion. And this next one is called IV, as in like Roman numeral 4. And the reason I came up with this is because, one, I love nature and plants, and also I am a physical therapist assistant and I work in healthcare, so I'm always around IVs and medicine and all that kind of stuff. And this is actually the fourth poem in this book, so I thought that was kind of clever. Climbing through my veins like ivy, how I perceive love is changing, steadily growing and spreading, making its way through my body. It is not a love that is poisonous, an osmotic infusion, not intravenous. Once again, more healthcare stuff. This one is called Fall Risk. You have made me a fall risk. I tried to avoid these feelings. I thought the limbs of my heart were a strong enough guard to let me remain a flight risk. Instead, I succumbed to loving. I do not, however, have any regrets. You did not break my bones or my heart, and somehow falling helped me pick up my head. You helped me break down my ramparts. I would like to think that I have evolved. However, I think that I have only mutated. Regardless, it is nice to have you guide my gait as we embrace in sickness and health our fate. This next one is pictures. I love the pictures of you. When you're not around, they make me miss you. I like to keep them with me, to pretend that you are here. I feel like I'm losing a part of me, but you seem to keep me sane. You always seem to hold me together, just like how I'm holding your picture.
I'm measuring.
This one's called, I don't know how to say it, the Z's that mean you're sleeping and snoring. I never thought that I would desire sharing a space to sleep. Now I realize I do not have to feel alone or afraid anymore. Sometimes I miss you while you sleep next to me. Somnolence has borrowed you pro tempore. I try to seek you through my sleepwalking. I try to speak to you through my sleep talking. This one's called Clinic. If only I could hold your brain, but not in such a morbid way, to caress each fear until they fade, into sparks of hope and patched fragments. As I aim to keep your thoughts sane, I often fail to adequately convey all of my emotions as well as intentions. I am honored to care for you every day. This one's Earth Tones. You and I have many shades of many colors. We have our highlights and our undertones, but we never fabricate or sacrifice our values. I lack in some areas. You taught me I make up for it in others. I apologize that I cannot provide affection without prose, but this method is documentation of my love's deep hues. I create, embrace, and utilize all of my art, not as a crutch, but as a tool to assist my understanding of myself and us. With this method, I can process the world around me as well as my emotional state while regulating. This one's aromatherapy. The scents that you claim renew my brain when you are away. These aromas become therapy, unlocking sweet memories. When they lace the air I breathe, even when I did not actively think, they evoke jubilant feelings. Though only subconsciously, these emotions vividly overtake me. And it's interesting because a lot of these, when I read them, I remember where I was when I wrote them. And this one, I just got out of the shower and I was just standing in the bathroom. I was like coming up with these ideas. I'm like, I gotta get my phone out. So it's kind of interesting.
Also,
This one's...
we're at a good shopping place. I heard it's someone's birthday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I thought we could sing happy birthday.
We should, yeah. So it's also my wife's birthday today, and she did approve me to come do this tonight. Because this is about her.
My dad's birthday.
Are we singing?
Your Valentine's Day
Okay.
baby? I love it.
All right, ready?
No, are we gonna embarrass her for
Yeah.
real?
It's okay, you can hide. Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Julie. Happy birthday to you.
Oh!
Thank you.
That's awesome.
TJ's like, I've already done
She
this
asked me,
once
she's like, is there
today.
something that she likes? I didn't tell you that part.
That's so
I was like,
sweet.
she
Thank
likes
you so
donuts.
much.
Help yourself, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, this one's called In Case of Electrical Fire. There I was on fire and filled with static electricity. I could not muster up the kinetic energy to alter that fixed stationary position. As much as I attempt, I cannot force my disposition. And this one's back to the early bird and night owl type thing. This one's called Night Shift. As your mind wanders into somnolence, sometimes I forget what is beyond eyelids. Rest easy knowing that I have the night shift. Often you handle the daybreak's bids and respond to the late night's darkness. Sweet dreams because I will work the night shift. And this one, I had this idea because obviously night shift is, working at night. But I think, sometimes I stay up late and I take care of the things that get forgotten, like we left the towels in the washing machine and they need to go in the dryer.
I know, Brian will be here soon. I just saw her. I was like,
This one's called Literature. I suppose it is my own fault for being frequently misread. I am constantly misunderstood with a misleading cover and opposition bookmarked between my pages. You, however, have always grasped my existence. Though for others, I can dictate the next thing to say, I dread fumbling my own social interactions and continuing to utter. This one's called Appreciate. I appreciate you for all you do. Every day your value seems to increase. It remains high. My ignorance is only decreasing. This one is called Soulmates. And she loves ghosts. So Does it sound insane that I want to embrace you so intensely that you pass through my flesh and bones? That is how close I want to keep you. I desire your ghost embracing my soul. This one is To Be Known. Nobody truly knows me like they think they do, and that is the fault of my own. You, however, do because I allowed you through those gates, and it is nice to be known. This one is called Dried Flowers. And I came up with this idea because we have a lot of dried flowers and vases in our house because we like nature and stuff. But it's cool, like flowers may like wither and wilt, but the colors in them deepen, which I always thought was interesting because they might be dead and useless, but there's a beauty to them still. You are better with time, especially to an attentive eye. Your colors deepen and are refined. The beauty that is beheld is redefined. You have become who you are. It is divine. This one is called Chemistry. Somewhat polar opposites are we, yet we have strands in between that meet. We exhibit strong compatibility that at times is without obvious readability. Are people saying stuff?
No, your number one fan's on there.
Oh, cool.
He's
my number one fan.
It says I'm Zachx's number one
What's
lover.
up?
They said lover, so.
Okay, this one's called Florida. My temperament is like the sunshine's rays, and yours is as the ocean's waves. My temperature may rise with the heat, but your logic is calming waters from the deep. We planted ourselves where we belong. The climate seems to mimic how we get along. Your scattered rain is chased by my sunny days, and my heat waves are tame even in a humid phase. This one's called Night Ride. And once again, this is one that I remember where I was when I wrote it. We were driving back from Pensacola into Milton on the interstate. And it's terrible timing when you come up with a song lyric or a poem while you're driving, because what do? You can't just, or do I, maybe? You can't pull over on the interstate. I was like panicking. I'm like reciting in my head. I'm like, I gotta remember
He'd
this.
be like constantly pulling over if he did that.
It is. Well, okay, a lot of times I have her write stuff for me. I'm like, can you text this to me? But with this was a surprise. I wrote this for 2 years before she even knew about it. So I surprised her with
You
it.
realize when I got that flat tire like a year ago, it was on the interstate, right?
True.
Yeah. So it's possible.
And it was nighttime.
It's dangerous, but it's possible.
It was nighttime, so like it wasn't very busy, so you have a point.
Oh no, it was busy. I was staying in the car.
Okay. I love those nighttime interstate rides with the music seasoning the air as the streetlights and the moon duel to illuminate this landscape under those deep indigo skies. All while we sit in those bucket chairs, profoundly feeling each moment so intimate. Why do I write such wordy things? It's hard to read them. This one's called Cascades. I often reflect on when I sat in solitude in the enclosed cabin of my vehicle, I pleaded with God aloud as tears cascaded over the ridges of my psychomatic bones. He met my plea and forged a path to make the continuation of our story possible. Now we adventure to seek life's wonders and waterfalls wherever we go. Because we like to go on adventures, and we love waterfalls. This one's called light pollution. We can pretend the light pollution is the twinkle of the stars and the shimmer of the moon, because with you, memories of visiting the most desolate places become an extravagant scene. We complement each other, comparing and contrasting, turning sparkles into gleams. As we face the darkness in this life, we can polish what the world pollutes. This one's the hero and the sidekick. Neither of us fully embody the hero or the sidekick. We both adapt and fill the part as it requires it. The main character and the supporting role. I love our power to adapt and achieve our goals. The two of us have different skills and abilities, but we negotiate this life together while conquering. We are a power couple. With you, I am superhuman. We may not don masks or capes, but we always have a plan. This one's called Growing Older. It's ironic because
I'm old today, so.
I know. It's so bittersweet growing older. It would be untrue if I claimed that growing older did not cause fearfulness in my mind. It is a contradicting feeling because I would love to backtrack, but you would not be there. The past is a small garden hosting fresh greenery with small buds, and here we are now, lush and thriving. I still fear growing older, but it is more bearable with a helpmeet like you in my field. After all, you did help the flora of my being to mature, bear fruit, and become resilient in time. Nostalgia and youth will always tug at my heart, but with you, my remaining days I want to share. Though at times depression may be at the gate, we can help each other reclaim the land victoriously. Alone we may not be sufficient, but together we carry all of the tools that we need to wield. And this one's called Therapist. And this one is just about being there for for me with her, but it applies to anybody, being there with people through like tough times. I know that many years of trauma have stained your brain, and your emotions, chained by exposed wires, latch onto your heart and conduct your conduct. Any wrong move or false start seems to electrocute your body and send you into shock. Your nerves conduct electricity throughout your system that elicits static, and I volunteer to be your therapist to redirect that negative energy into your muscles to elicit strength. I will attempt to guide you and rehabilitate those emotions that are lame. Together we reduce the inflammation. Together we can We can reduce the inflammation in your heart and reconstruct. To prevent these negative feelings through love, I will act as a nerve block. With these protective and healing measures in place, we can be dynamic. We can both heal each other as we synchronize into the same wavelength. I will show your flesh what love is without leaving behind scars or pain. I promise to help you feel as if you have never been struck. All of the potential that was hidden away, I will aid you as it unlocks. We can work towards a cure from the tragic without the means of magic. With endearment that originates from a pure place, may it never become necrotic or faint. This one's called Puzzles. We somehow fill each other's gaps and complete each other. Not total opposites, but many of my strengths are your weaknesses. Conversely, many of my weaknesses are your strengths. Separately, our misshapen pieces do not have as many purposes to serve, but together they display our completed picture and bring balance. With you, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This one's called Opaque Opal. And I love writing, even in my songs, I love using words that are similar and obviously have different meanings, or even ones that have like multiple meanings. Because if you don't know, opaque is when something is, it's like the opposite of translucent, so it's when you can't like shine a light through it. And a lot of times opal is translucent, and obviously opal is very colorful and beautiful. And it's her favorite rock. Your exterior hides the wonders of your personality. So many animated thoughts and emotions that are not obvious. Learning you has been a beautiful and fulfilling journey. You shy away from displaying the array of vibrancy you possess, but I encourage you to emerge from that shell that shields the light. You do not have to submerge yourself in fear and doubt. You truly are a wonder that is so bright with so much fight. From all the darkness, be brave and bold enough to dismount. Remember that it is fine to be a little fragile at times, as long as you care for yourself and protect your spirit. I will be alongside you to extract any remnants of crime. We can etch our marks into this life through the scuffs and the polish. This one's called Arrows and Daggers. Between your arrows and my daggers, we can fight and defend against our enemies. As we react very differently to situations, while neither is sinless or completely justified, our unique styles are complementary as they stagger. With each other's assistance, we can be freed from whatever compilation of complications. Whether long range or close combat, we will be fine. This one's called Sparks. Facing each other across the aisle during transit, in your eyes I saw a spark that I believed was only my imagination. We were both spoken for in that era, but while we were lost in that moment, nothing seemed to matter except that stirring in our spirits. Though the sparks were there, never did we break any commitments. While remaining friends, at any moment, we could have commenced ignition. I suppose it was the right person and wrong time, but now it seems senseless. The electricity we shared was undeniable, so why did we delay it? The sparks were in the circuits, but we kept them silent. As things progressed in your life, the fear began to set in. I tried to keep things ethical, so I remained a closed circuit, until I realized that I was on fire and I could not continue in suppression. With the distress at the forefront of my mind, all I could feel was depression. I had to readdress and rekindle these sparks from the dark to create illumination. So with the match in hand in the form of a rose, I created an explosion. A fire that burned so brightly and so unapologetically became our relationship. From sparks to flames to an intricate electrical grid, we made it through devotion. This one is called Mutts. And because, we love dogs, we love animals, as most of y'all know. But mutts are like the undesirable dogs, but those are like the best dogs. And I feel like that kind of is us. Like, people want the purebreds, but we're not really the purebreds. We're kind of alternative and different. We're just a couple of mutts navigating these picket fence yards with no accurate category. Something I have grown to love was formerly something so hard. We embrace our unique story, but nobody else truly wants us because we're just mutts. They only want fragments of us because the mixture is harder to grasp and love. This one's called Storm. And I wrote this in the parking lot at a place I used to work. No free promotion from me. All right.
They don't flirt.
No, they don't. Your sorrow accumulates like the clouds, with each teardrop falling and watering the ground. As they convert into raindrops from the evaporation, My rage, like lightning, strikes the skies and fills the void with light, thus transforming each emotion to prevent stagnation. Our combination creates a perfect storm. Hot and cold blend into cool and warm. If you are a rain cloud, I will be the thunder and lightning. I will be your protector. This one's called Amber Embers. And this one's just about, I feel like I rag on myself in this, but I wanted this to be very honest. Like, because a lot of these like poetry books and songs and everything, they just show the good parts of a relationship, but like there's hard parts. There's parts where you fail and you mess up, and like I wanted to be honest about that. And this one's about me feeling inadequate, and I constantly like, every now and then I'm like, I'm not good enough for you. And she's like, shut up, yes you are. I do not feel adequate enough as I stand. I apologize that I am not as strong as I would like to think I am. I know that you insist that I am the man you desire, but it is hard for me to process those feelings through this fire. This one's called Evergreen. And this one is kind of in the same realm as that. Just because I have a lot of like mental health issues, so it's hard. I kind of fluctuate with my mood, which I try to be better about, but sometimes I just can't help it. If only I knew how to keep my emotions evergreen. The truth is that I love you, but sometimes I cannot access it. It is so ironic that somebody like me has a bride when emotions such as love are so hard for me to abide by. Please do not ever forget this, even with the night's sheath. My love still lives beneath the cover and will have resurgence. And it's not because like it goes away, it's just sometimes I have trouble expressing how I feel, so that's why this exists. This one's called Water Table. I never meant to pour my frustrations onto you. It was not my intent to spill my flash floods over your dew. And this one's so short, but I just love it. Like, I think it's just such a cool concept. And this is just relatable, in my opinion. It's about, like, we all have our own issues, but sometimes we tend to kind of trauma dump on other people, and it, you know, they already got something going on, and it just makes them feel worse. So that's kind of what that's about. This one's called Ether. I strive to make your pain numb and dull, but I know that I am flammable. I am learning to let my emotions be fluid rather than rigid and ruined. This one's called Tubes and Wires. As we navigate this life through the tubes and wires, you can teach me how to go with the flow while I teach you how to be more sporadic. Restricted by the walls of society, yet within our power, we made the currents whether faster or slow. We made the currents whether fast or slow. Static is in our nerves and veins that we convert to dynamics. All the cords that tangle us in life, we redirect through fires. We will locate and clear any obstruction in any hose. We will continue to learn life's circulation and circuits as we go through these phases, cycles, and motions. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. They have a special, if you like matcha, they have a special blueberry matcha that's available in honor of this. And I named it Chartreuse and Tea because they look at Chartreuse and Tea. It's matcha, green and blue.
That's cool.
It's cold. Alright, this one's called Lo Siento. And there's some Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, but I'm part Cuban, so like I'm inspired by a lot of stuff. I need to learn to speak Spanish. Though we both often make mistakes, I too often tend to assign the blame. You see me in him, but that relationship has lesions. I promise I will try to be my best version. I have a habit of reacting before fully pondering. That does not equate to thinking you are squandering. I apologize in advance as well as for the history. I will strive to avoid conflict and promote inquiry. That one's basically like, you know, something gets moved and really like I just misplaced it and I'm like, what did you do with this? I didn't touch it. That kind of thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I wanted to be honest because I feel like a lot of art is just dishonest. And I feel like we need that. Because like it makes us feel crazy when we're reading all these perfect books and everything's so perfect and we're like, well, why isn't my relationship like that? This one's called Currents. When our currents meet, they play off of each other. My sporadic electricity and your calm waters charge each other with attraction. We are electromagnetic. This one's called Gym to Gym, like the gym to like a gym. You are always there to help me exercise my fears. Take me to the gym so I can work out my insecurities. Show me that my anxiety is only a lie ricocheting in my mind. I have been stagnant, but you have turned my gears. The weight is shedding off my shoulders now that I am no longer waiting. Now I am stronger in every way, and I intend to continue making good use of my time. Okay, I'm gonna get science nerdy with you for a second. This one's called oxytocin, and that is the chemical in your hypothalamus in your brain that is responsible for hunger and also love. So there's a line in here that talks about food, and you'll see what I'm talking about. As a stranger walks by, her essence catches my eye. As my brain begins to recognize, it is actually you, I realize, the one who prepares meals, and to my heart who heals. It is you where my love is sealed. Within me, you spark such zeal. Dr. Arby would be really proud of you. She's a teacher, so this is going to make sense. And I was voted class clown in high school. This is called the class clown and the teacher. You became the teacher while I remain the class clown. I still feel like a child or a creature, and you are good all around. Frequently, you teach me lessons with your tact, grace, and class. Education is a vacation when we are in session. I profess my love through my humorous acts. This one's called Stellar. Did God allow the stars to align in order to make you mine? It was not determined by Aries or Aquarius, nor was it a matter of rearranging the constellations. Our energy illuminates any juncture because a love like ours is stellar. This one's called Camera. Your lens can decipher my filters, and mine can see you even if blurred. If only pictures and videos could capture our highs and lows in beautiful details so we can reflect, just in case our memory is wrecked. We refract the light inside the darkness to utilize each spectrum to our benefit. I want to save each moment of us to reminisce on all of our love. I crave to feel every color in our album, and I want to taste every sound as well. I desire to hear every touch of your skin, as well as to smell each emotion. Also, to see every flavor of you and me, if only a camera could record such things. This one's called Campsite. And I'm a liar because I did not write this at a campsite, but we do go camping from time to time, so it's not complete lie. You are the ocean and the sky, and I am the land feeding the tide. The rivers extend as the veins of the sea, hydrating the earth beneath our feet. We sit fireside by the creek's waters as the night becomes the author. This one is called I Am Sorry When I Am Sorry. And again, we all say things that we regret sometimes, occasionally, and we hurt feelings, and that's kind of what this is about. My intention is never to hurt you. I just get so numb sometimes. Something about the pain I cause forces my mind back into reality. When my connection to love occludes, I choose a method so unwise that injures your heart and violates your clause. Reflection on these errors enables my learning. I knew you would be upset, and I knew I would feel regret, yet I still uttered those things I said. It now replays inside my head. This one is called Nycthemeron. Or Nycthemeron, excuse me. And that is that's the word for the 24-hour cycle, a full day, night and day. You glow in the daylight, and I show like a nightlight. Dawn is when you begin to thrive. Meanwhile, at dusk, I am coming alive. The daytime is the peak of your day, and the nighttime is when I radiate. And I wrote that one in the parking lot of a gas station. I'm telling you, it's so weird. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know where I was during this. And I wrote this next one when we were in Tallahassee. Tallahassee. At that zoo, or that museum?
Museum.
Yeah. The Tallahassee Museum, right? I think you told us about that. Yes. It was weird, but it was cool. Anxieties, this is not anxieties. We share the burdens of the same curse, but we wield the artifacts differently. Together, for better or for worse, we can support each other as a team. This one I wrote in Oak Mountain State Park in Alabama. So it's called Weekends in Alabama because we like to travel, and sometimes with busy work schedules we're not able to go too far. And Alabama actually is a very beautiful state, and y'all should check it out. But there's a lot to do there. It's kind of underrated. So we can escape for a short stay, but not too near nor too far. Exploring more than an average day, beyond the boundaries we keep at home. to rejuvenate our spirits and heal the dismay, yet keeping our ties at arm's length. The wonders that lie in these landscapes are waiting for us to experience them. Okay. We're nerds. This one's called anime. Because it's something we do. We watch anime. From reality for a short little while, let us escape and experience emotions from other lives. They may be fictional and not actuality, but despite this, we can feel an array of feelings and view the ways we align. We then can see worlds without traveling. It's true, you're like in a little world without actually going somewhere. This one's Te amo, mi amor. I will utter every ounce of my love through the language in my blood. I will then speak it in my native tongue from all my soul, burning like many suns. As I said earlier, I am part Cuban, which is why I don't speak Spanish, though, unfortunately. But I did do some research because this little part that says from all my soul, alma is the Spanish word for soul. And I thought it'd be cool to like use English words that kind of sound like that and kind of hint at that. And then soul is sun in Spanish, but spelled differently, obviously. And at the end it says burning with many suns. So just a little tidbit there. This one's called color codes. Our colors complement each other, thus creating a pattern or design that otherwise would be more bland. We are a tapestry that is displayed with great pride and immense joy. We are a hand-sewn quilt of plaid with every fiber dyed a particular color. Every detail of us was paired by the divine. We are painted to be complementary, and even when we do not coordinate, we play off each other's hues like iridescent toys. We are programmed to be a match. This one's called irises, and I know y'all probably can't see this, but I drew an iris flower, and I put a little eyeball with the iris in the middle. Just trying to make a double thing. Light illuminates the earth in my eyes. Your irises become lanterns in the daylight. That is something I did not realize was a wonder I needed to visualize. When your irises bloom in the sunlight, I just wish I could plant them so I could see that beautiful sight anytime. This one is called Rainshine, and I always call Florida the Rainshine State because it's always raining. The Sunshine State, okay. You remind me that the gray that is delivered by the rain also deepens the hues and saturates. It may cloud my mind, but it hydrates the land. As the water glazes the landscape, I realize that it allows dull things to radiate and anything soiled to be washed away. The drops on my skin remind me to appreciate it, just like the plants. This one's called Friends to Lovers. We cannot be friends because we are meant to be something deeper. We once were in suspense, but now have been cleansed into something sweeter. This one is called You Are a Force. What was that place in North Carolina?
Chimney Rock.
Chimney Rock State Park. Wrote that one there. I'm just going to tell y'all when I remember where I was at, because this is kind of cool. It's like a little flashback. Every day you amaze me, no matter what you do. You will always make it work. You are a force. You are truly amazing, and I proudly claim you. You find ways to open doors. You are a force. You have great tenacity with passions you pursue. You are a legend of folklore. You are a force. You make up where I am lacking. You have a lens for truth. It is you whom I adore. You are a force. This one is called Fall, and that's her favorite season. And also, I love using words that have multiple meanings. And obviously, fall has a lot of meanings. And you'll see, I use them, I think, in every way possible in this. If you begin to fall behind, I will fall back. I vow to never fall away, but only to fall for you. In the fall, as the leaves change and fall, I will not. As autumn lets the cold fall, I will keep you warm. And if the fall of man is what led me to you, to us, then I would fall for those tricks as well. This one is called Perennial. And for those of you that don't know or remember from elementary school, that is a plant that comes back every year. Our love is everlasting and blooming each year. Though we have dormancy phases, we still grow. As our roots grow deeper, we become established. Together, we have absolutely nothing to fear. We were once just buds, now full blown, because we keep each other pruned and enriched. After every frost, we flower with colors brighter and richer than that was displayed in the previous season. We are not planted here to die, so we keep water, though we may not always understand the reasons. This one's called Endangered Species, and this is my favorite sketch from here. It's a cat skull, because that's just cool. We are an endangered species. While many put themselves in a cage in front of the world on display, it is all a rushed facade and incompatibility. Our love, however, is purebred and is not based in lust, but fortified in absolute love that will never be found dead. And let me clarify, I know I said mutts earlier, but that's our personality, it's not our love. Our love is purebred. Just making sure. This one is called Emerald Coast, and I wrote this one walking along the coastline at Fort Pickens. Local. Just as the emerald waters meet the deep blue, that is precisely how I want to exist with you. As the healing tides renew the sands our footprints are comprised of, I pray for rehabilitation like that over any blemish on our love. Because of you, I wade through uncertain currents in peace, much like the seabirds float along the misty blues. The waves direct our motions just like all the perils of life. So we harness what control we have to make the best of those riptides. Through the seagrass, seaweeds, and all the fish in the sea, along the salty shoreline, and through anything, we will keep swimming. And no, that was not an emo reference. It just is what I came up with, and I was like, well, oh well.
Sounds like an emo.
This one's called Alloy Ally, and I got this idea because wedding rings. As we meld together, we are better than ever. I was fine on my own accord, but with you I am reinforced. We always can forge our frame and shield from the rust and rain. Thank you, because I do not deserve to hone myself on your shoulders. You remind me when to spare the rod whenever my emotions are wrought with all my unrighteous anger. When necessary, you are my anchor. In my wrinkled brain, you begin ironing to press emotions that have been stealing. And I'm really proud of those last two lines because ironing, iron, stealing, steal, and it's about metal. This one's called Bluegrass. And this is not necessarily like a true thing. It's just like a little fantasy version of us because I just came up with this and I thought it was cool. And Bluegrass, Chartreuse, Teal, it made sense. In the meadow we were raised in, we plucked the fields we played in. Then we sang melodies together there, planting notes in the empty air. This one's called Blackwater. These emotions flow through me like water, but it is difficult for me to wade through that river. I keep them a secret, not because of shame, but because they are deeply personal waves. I know that this does not translate as anticipated, but I know that without you, I would be devastated. I may conceal these feelings beneath brackish currents, but that does not make my love for you any less valid. This one's called Darkness. And I wrote this because I had a nightmare that she had died. And I'm sure we've all experienced stuff like that. So I was like, oh my gosh. When the blinds draped over my eyes, a noir chariot abducted my vulnerable mind. Peace and slumber were thieved, and I am only left disturbed and sleep deprived, because in the dead of night, instead of sleeping, you had died. Now I know how I'd feel if I had survived, though I never wanted to witness such a sight. This one's called The Rat in the Room. I feel misunderstood while you seem respected. I feel like I am viewed as a disgusting pest, but you are viewed as a mysterious guest. I know that that is a dramatization within my head, how your wings carry you while disease I spread. Those thoughts I cannot help but tread, while I assume all the things people have said. This one's called Buds. And the idea behind this is that we were friends before we were dating or married or any of that. And buds is like buddies, but it's also like flowers, like before you bloom. So I thought that was cool. I wish we could be brand new and exciting again. Those butterflies eventually forget how to fly. New relationships are like Christmas morning as a child. I miss that feeling, but nobody could ever replace you. I crave returning to when we were green and still friends. Everything we did was an unspoken, exciting new high. I want to remain this comfortable, but with thoughts still wild. Maybe your being away will remind these emotions how to bloom. Please do not misinterpret these words, because you are the only flower that could ever give me that buzz. And I feel like I want to explain this one. I was very careful about how I worded this, because I don't mean like I want to be friends again, but like when you're crushing on somebody and you have that like that high, you know, it feels different than when you've been with somebody for 10 years. It's like exciting. It's like, I can't wait to see them. But like when you're married, you live with them, and you're like, you know, it's still you still love them, but it's just like your norm now. And I feel like I wish that feeling could just remain, because it's just an exciting, crazy time. But that's okay, because like, you know, it's the memories. This one's called Alone Yet With You. I feel so lonely while you are away. How have I never noticed this before? I would not typically ask you to stay so you can enjoy your family more, but I think that this time that has changed. I've always been comfortable being alone, then you came along and taught me that specifically with you, I can remain in my sibling. Now when you're gone, I feel incomplete. I want you to enjoy your time, but please hurry home. This one's called Golden Hours, or Golden Flowers, Golden Hour. Your hair and your eyes radiate in the sunlight, just like golden flowers during golden hour. When they are not shimmering, they are as rich as soil and flare with blooms of sparkles in your eyes and twirls in your hair. You may not have been made into gold, but you are golden. At least in my eyes, and to you I am beholden. This one's called Two Nymphs. We have grown and molted, yet we are still nymphs. We are students of this life, but we can teach what we know. Our wings have not fully developed, but maybe will in heaven. As we tread the ground, we learn skills to help us reap and sow. We spent so long underground and from the world hidden, but now we are shedding anxieties and starting to float. While we emerge, we are gaining new perspectives and healing each other while we remain equally yoked. This one's called Berries. Why do we work so hard to produce this fruit? Just for the animals to carry it away and eat it through. Our labors grow berries from many vines and branches. We invest in many plants, and our sweat brings sweetness. Success virgins in pieces, but not the whole tree. While we pay with burdens, it seems others gain for free. Flowers hint that our efforts are about to flourish, but we can only enjoy our prosperity for but a moment, before life grazes and plucks each off the bush. We can only delight in the calm for so long before we are pushed as our goals ripen. It feels pleasant, but also scary. And soon after, the newly sprouted troubles, we are buried. I'm sure we all can relate to that one. That's about like when you're doing really good and finances are good and everything's great, then your HVAC goes out. Then you need a new roof. And your septic tank is messed up. Then your car breaks down. And it seems like, you know, there's people that are more fortunate, which I'm not jealous of, like, good for them, you know. That's great that people have those things, but like, it kind of sucks when you're watching your friend just get something and you're like, dang, I needed that too. But it's okay. This one's called Daisies and Violets because there are birth flowers. There's birth gemstones and there's also birth flowers, and mine is a daisy and hers is a violet. I sit and imagine us in a field of flowers. What a wondrous sight to behold. Diamond daisies and amethyst violets saturate the mirrors of my optic orbs. You still occupy the forefront of the hour, even while surrounded by a beautiful glow. How can something so gorgeous be so delicate? I vow to be your protector against any force. This one's called naranja, which is orange in Spanish. From the fruit recognized by our state to a bird's breast that resembles our name, from gemstones and sunsets that catch my eye to flowers that reach up toward the sky, from vegetables we incorporate into our diet to felines we rescued and claimed on accident, from just a color that has recently claimed relevancy to not only our existence but to our residency. And I know that sounds crazy, but like a few years ago, orange was just so relevant. Like I think it was 2024. Everything orange just kept popping up. Like, I just kept noticing orange. I'm like, I'm gonna write about this because I feel like this is relevant. Because we got 2 cats back then that we foster cared, and one of them was like solid orange. So I was like, you know, orange cats, and we're eating a lot of carrots at that point. And just orange was relevant. I think that's cool. And of course, naturally, the next color I have to do in Spanish is morado, which is purple. And because her birth flower is a violet and her birthstone is amethyst, I'm like, well, obviously she's purple. And I kind of like was playing off of the color theme. The color hiding in your veins, a representation of your pain, but it is also the pigment of your birth. The gems and flowers of the earth share with you the same hue. Reclaim that beauty and reuse. Take recollections that are hurtful, and focus on the pretty parts of purple. So you can't rhyme with purple, but you can closely rhyme. Okay, this one's called Adventures. We are advancing as scouts of adventure. I adore traveling these terrains with you. We are expanding our experiences and inspiring our peers with our instances. These journeys bring joy and help us center. I anticipate our next adventure, no matter the avenue, because I learn and love with our travels, and they alleviate life's aches and hassles. This one's called Musicians. Play me a song and I will sing along. Communication in the universal language. With your heartbeat in my eardrums, we can create an inspired album of love. Writing rhythms on sheets and with the keys. We can convert anything into an instrument. Just allow your body to feel the music. Let the frequencies leave an imprint. Vibrations from our necks to our legs. Dancing vocal cords until a cadence. We continue to play these pieces to represent the bond of love we hold as a testament. This one's called Photographer. She captures fragments of the world to display in her albums. She may be fragile at times, but she finds pieces of peace in her pictures. She keeps these copies in her pocket to access at any moment at the touch of a thumb. She has a vision that others cannot envision, yet cannot see her own worth. This next one is called Springs. And I wrote this in Hot Springs, Arkansas. In another adventure we spring, we can revisit the natural springs. Or we can visit the natural springs. Maybe we can go in the spring. I hope we will, even with rusted springs. Meaning I hope that we always travel, even if we get our friends and old.
Or older.
Older, yeah. Growing older. And as I stated a minute ago, this one is called Arkansas, the natural state. I can see us living here. It feels like home, but with nuance. It may have a piece of my heart because this is part of my start, but this place truly has an influence that is beautiful and sincere. With springs that could sear and crystals to mine and flaunt, on us this land has left its mark. Of all of our adventures, when we depart, it will be more difficult to be gone from this pinned location on this great sphere. We just really loved our trip to Arkansas. It was really fun. And I did live in Arkansas briefly for like about a year when I was a kid, so like I have like some nostalgia for it. This one's called Clay. I also wrote this in Arkansas, or hiking. Unearthing capsules of clay, cushioning the crystals, while the scarlet clods color our clean skin. With the sun casting rays captured by our faces, we continue carving out the clumps in the mounds. We continue to collect and keep our finds, then we haul. It is addictive but a healthy craving as well as therapeutic. We could excavate until our knuckles fall into stasis, but until we cannot, we will scour and sculpt these grounds. Because we went hiking after we crystal mined. And we love rocks. This one's called Mountains. Why wait to experience life while we are still at our peak? Especially when retirement and health are not guaranteed. These treks through trails leave me revitalized though tired. The scenery and greenery keep me excited and inspired. My imagination flourishes as we walk through the mountains. I love how we refuse not to climb through life regardless of others' negative perspectives or lack of understanding. We crave creation and refuse to succumb to monotony. And I wrote that one when we were going to Pinnacle Mountain in Arkansas, which is very beautiful. Y'all should visit it. Same with this one, Pinnacle Mountain. This one's called Dear Deer. My dear little deer, we can graze the land for new adventures. We can blaze the trails to find the wonders hiding beneath the brush. Even when our fur bristles while caught in the gaze of headlights, it will be worth it to cut through the haze of routines and fears. We can tuck our tails in this maze, or we can navigate the timbers. When we are stuck in a daze, we can remember the rush that was once just a craze, but now is our journey through this life. Feel the inspiration as we look to the sunset, creating a glaze over the meadow, my dear little deer. This one's called Private Display of Affection, PDA, because I'm just not a touchy-feely person, but obviously I love hard. I apologize whenever I'm cold and distant. I cannot figure out why I cannot be consistent. Though I cannot always keep the love physical, it is ever present in the realm that is mental. It is certainly easier to display affection in privacy. It removes the pressure that I presume is by society. I always feel like I am awkward and inadequate, and when I overthink, my sincerity becomes irrelevant. This one is called Acts of Service. Caring for you is how I profess my love. I want you to be comfortable and safe, whether I ensure your phone is plugged or I let you rest while I fill the gas tank. Sometimes it is through buying you a soda or simply cleaning out a pet's cage. Sometimes making you a sandwich for lunch or purchasing CDs, vinyl records, or cassette tapes. I try to clean the house in the Jeep because I want you to relax, especially after being away. I check your alarm so that when you wake up, like a safety net, you will not be late. I want to help you in your classroom as much as I possibly can because you have a lot on your plate. When you lack the funds for vehicular repairs and such, without hesitation, I will wire money to your bank. I want you to allow me to help you, though you are tough, but remember, you have somebody to share the weight. This one is called Chronic, and it's a short one, but it's, this one's about just like being, what's the word? Stupid ADHD. What's the word? Being faithful, that's the word. I choose our love beyond any lust. It is perpetually us. Short, sweet, and this one is called Poetess, because she writes poetry too. And she's really good. She doesn't believe it. She records her thoughts on the page to detangle her brain and weave them into beautiful literature as a keepsake. These poems are therapeutic as well as a token of triumph through tribulations and angst. The words embellish like a tapestry or canvas, filling her books and her notes as she decorates. These letters are alluring as if they were painted, raw and powerful, living on the paper they rain. This one's called Lepidoptera, which is what moths and butterflies are. I love science. Over trials we are scaling, winging through dust and stings. You are like a butterfly, vibrant and beautiful. I am like a moth, enriched by the night. Maybe, however, I am the butterfly after all, and cut from the same cloth. You are the moth in flight. I display my colorful wings while you thrive in mystique. Because she's quiet and I run my mouth. This one's Our Nature is Nature. We both tend to extend ourselves to nurture, especially when somebody is injured. We are nature, whether safer or in danger. As the years of our lives begin to taper, no matter where we are taken on adventures, what remains is that our nature is nature. This one's called Nocturnal. You can tell that I've written a lot of these at night. You tell me you want to fall asleep, or you tell me you fall asleep better with me, but it is difficult for me to accept the fatigue. My body is lethargic and my mind is stubborn. My creativity lights up, but for rest my eyes yearn. I know I am actually diurnal, but I think that I am nocturnal. I just crave to create it all, especially at nightfall. Yeah, because that's when my brain's like, go, go, go. Creativity, let's go. And I'm like, no, I gotta work tomorrow. This one's called Rainbows, Lightning Arrows, Cloud Quiver. The rainbows are only drawn after the lightning arrows are pulled from the cloud quiver. Tribulations the rain may cause, but it also helps us grow. Storms can damage, but also water. I think that's profound and cool. Because a storm can cause a lot of destruction, obviously, but it also waters the plants, which creates growth. Two artists. We are two artists with different skill sets, different approaches that complement the piece that we both contribute and share. There are no wrong answers in this air, but multiple pathways and solutions to produce the same artistic creations.
504.
Okay, I'm gonna have to explain a lot about this one. This is one of my favorite ones. This one's called 1996, and that's the year we were born. I'll explain after I read it. What are the odds that this year would begin both of our cycles around the sun? How did we even end up meeting within this timeline? I'm likely biased, but our story feels so divine. It is telling because our introduction was when we were a couple of kids. Little did we know that back then is when it all had begun. We already shared the same area codes of our cell phones and landlines. Now in a home with the same street address and zip code we reside. After all these years, my heart rate still shifts with every kiss. With our guardian angels and the Holy Trinity watching over us, We continue to make mistakes, learn, grow, recover, and thrive. Together on our adventures, we are not only alive, but we live life. We will continue giving each other high fives while dressed to the nines. Okay, there's so many number references in this. So the first line I say, what are the odds? And then the next line I say, we even meet. And then couple of kids. Oh, and the cycle around the sun, that's 365. Area codes, street address, zip code, heart rate, Holy Trinity, that's 3. And then, okay, we don't really do the whole angel number thing, but it's interesting to me that there's always all this symbolism for like when you're born and all that stuff. And mine is 999, and hers is 555. So I thought that it'd be clever to put in the last line, giving high fives while dressed to the nines, because those are 2 sayings. And I think that's really cool how that aligned. This one is called Island. When you look at me in adoration, I cannot help but feel embarrassed. I do not intend to reject your love. I am uncomfortable with myself at best. I feel like I am a deserted island, and I feel where your eyes land. It's because, like, I just get so self-conscious. I'm like, okay, nobody look at me, stop. Like, whoever, doesn't matter who it is. And with the picture, I knew it had to be an island, and obviously the classic palm tree had to be present. And I always do this in my art where I look up if there's some kind of connection between 2 things. And I literally looked up palm tree eyeball. And there actually is a palm tree that has the bark that's like an eyeball. Like, it looks like eyes. And I was like, whoa, that's like dead on to what this poem is. So I had to draw it. This one's called Fireflies, Lightning Bugs. And it's ironic because I wrote this when we were in Arkansas getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And not fireflies, but they were with us too. Fireflies light up the evening dusk into the night, like twinkling night lights fluttering within reach. Lightning bugs flickering in codes that narrate the night must be writing a novel about us. The contrast of intermittent flashes catches our eyes as each orb blinks in patterns that give their speech. We both seem to speak that language and can translate, but only within that moment as they communicate our love. This one's called Quality of Life. Days like these are days I miss you most. My heart is a cavernous chamber and you are the host. My mind aches for your presence in my vicinity, and my body cannot get to you as quickly as it wants to be. Moments like these remind me that you improve my quality of life, and I am so honored and proud to call you my wife. Nights like these are when I am thankful you were there. Your duties were on hold, so in my time of need you were here. You may be obligated to do so, but you do not have to. You are supposed to, but you have the will to refuse. I have come to expect it, but I know that it is a privilege, not a right. Keeping you loved and respected improves my quality of life. This one's called Rivers. I cannot bear to see rivers form from your eyes, but instead of a river in a forest with a mountainous background, I want to be part of the river rushing through your veins. Because being together allows our hearts to create rapids. Then, when the view soaks in, I want a reprise. We can discover a new river that enhances profound emotions within our hearts and brains, while we exist in harmony while the waters sing ballads. This one is called Diamond and Amethyst, birthstones. We are both strong, but I forget that sometimes you can be fragile. I am not the diamond I should be, and your colors are so deep. I apologize for when I mishandle and treat you like gravel. I only want to dig you out when you are buried in anxiety. We can polish each other and complement each other's sparkles. I intend to care for you better, value you more, and be more loving. This one's called Foraging and Forging. Though I fail to acknowledge it as often as I should, I want my appreciation for your care to be documented and understood. I should not feel guilt for your loving acts, yet I feel like a daily burden on your back. Yet I feel, the gratitude I have for all the chores you complete every single day cannot be accurately depicted nor properly thanked. As I attempt to match the level of your labors of love with what I can provide, I know that it will never be enough. I know we will continue to gather the pieces of life to write the story that we want for us while we hone who we want to be. Now I see why these people on stage drink all the time. They drink. They're constantly like that. This one's called Sweet Tea, and that's her favorite drink, and coffee. You are so sweet to me. I could drink you up daily. Your eyes are like glasses of sweet tea. They are warm yet cool as well as comforting. When I look into them, it is a remedy. Whether you are hot or cold, I will still drink. This one's called Servant's Heart. I yearn to serve you. I will assist you in your classroom. I will replenish your gasoline so you can relax in safety. I will clean the house to surprise my spouse. I will buy you outrageous gifts that you would assume are myths. I will labor in the dead of night to make your morning bright. I know I lack in physical touch, but this is the language that speaks my heart. Except for last night, I totally forgot to wrap her gift. And I usually don't do that. And she was like, what the heck? This one's called Zephyrs in the Silva. Wind in the forest, basically. Oh, you decided to join us again, Robert.
I'm just enjoying the show. They recommended a good white mocha, so here I am.
All right. Can we escape the tragedy that is the life in... Let me start over. You messed me up. It's your fault.
I'm just sipping coffee. I think you missed it.
You're the one that pointed it out.
We can escape the tragedy that is life in this state. I did it again. Can we escape the tragedy that is life in this state? I know it is important for us to say that... I did it again. I know that it is improper to say that I cannot wait for heaven, and I know I will, but why must it be beyond the grave? Maybe we can vanish to another dimension. If not for you, I would already have abandoned this place. Take me to where the goldenrods bloom in the sunset, and the breeze whispers poetry to the trees and lakes. Let us leave Earth and travel to our secret forest, a place where warmth is constant and grief has no stake. Can I tell the story in the gorge?
Sure, why not?
What was it? Nicalula Falls?
Nicalia or something.
Nicalula, whatever. It's a place in Alabama. It's a waterfall. But you have to hike to it. And it's like you go through a gorge. And we're going to it. And I was writing this. Or no, I came up with this afterwards. Never mind. And then I hear, and then I hear, ah. And I look, and I was like, why were you running? She was like, I wasn't. I tripped, and I started going down a slope. And I was like, are you okay? So I was like, gore sounds like gorgeous, and we're walking through gorgeous, so then I came up with the idea. In this world filled with gore, without justice, you provide relief because you are gorgeous. We thrive in trenches because we pretend they are gorgeous. Not only on the surface, but through the gore. You are more than I could ever bargain for. Through abrasion, or though abrasions may leave you sore. And this one is called Tallow. And it's, I'm just going to spell it because it's confusing. P-H-T-H-A-L-O. It is a color and it literally is either blue or green, like neither nor. Like, it's interesting. So I thought it'd be perfect to add in here. We blend together to make a color that is indescribable. We enhance any palette that we are introduced to. We produce the rawest and rarest of hues. What we create is not something that is erasable. Our pigment is rich but not appreciated by the untrained eye. We complement many shades in unconventional ways, and those we touch absorb our stain. Until death do us part is the oath. Our hearts are forever stained. Turn to your poetry books to page 108. Church. This one's called Grounding.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, amen. I wrote this one at Anarchista. Or standing in line to go home, or to go back to the cabin. Or talking to that family with the little kid that was like spinning around. Okay.
Padre Zach.
When I start to drift into obscurity, you are my tether. When I begin storing too much electricity, it is the release you inspire. When I get struck by life's lightning, you help put out the fires. When my roots are exposed and wearing, you are my gardener. Whenever I go astray and need grounding, you are there to help weather. This one's from February to April. We can pretend that your birthday is a national holiday, and that it is actually you that everybody celebrates, because you are my world, my city, my nation. You alone are my everlasting vacation. As for me, can we pretend that Resurrection Day is the second birthday, so that I can occasionally share the day with Jesus on Easter holiday? This one is called Comedian. When your sorrow is unbearable, I will prescribe you the best medicine. I may not be a physician, but I endlessly aim to be your personal comedian. You are my queen, and I am the jester who will meld your frown into a crown. No longer in tears and fears will you be allowed to drown, for I am your clown. This one's Fires of Rage, Waters of Sorrow. And I wrote this one because we have such, like when we're at our extreme of emotions, we are so opposite. Like I tend to, and I feel like it's kind of typical for men to be this and women to be that, but I don't know, who knows. I tend to get like mad and she gets really upset. So, I don't know, I was inspired to like write about it because I was upset about it one day. You say it upsets you when I am mad. I say it upsets me when you are sad. I do not mean to lose control in anger. I feel that it will put you in danger. There was hope for me that with age I would learn to become less enraged. I have noticed your waters of sorrow, douse my fires of rage from all to zero. You periodically drown in your waters. I intermittently am engulfed by my fires. I need to learn to activate suppression while you learn to navigate depression. Our emotions are separate oceans, maybe a fiery lake and a poisonous potion. I am sorry when my flames cause pain and sorrow, and I pray you are okay. And like what I mean by some of that is that, or by that in its entirety, like here's a good example. The other night, one of the dogs peed on one of our rugs, and like I just like I was so it happened like 4 different times, and I got sick of cleaning it, so I like slammed my hand on the table and I just was like, stupid dog, and I screamed it super loud, and like that stressed her out. And yeah, so like even if I'm not like being mean to her, like just that type of energy, it's not fair to her, you know. Like I said, I'm being real. I'm writing the real, honest truth of what happens in a relationship. This one's called Opposites Attract. And this one I wrote while we were trying to find our 2 lost friends on a mountain. This way, honey. No, I don't think so. Okay. When one of us creates an outline. Yeah, I wrote this line when, have you seen these 2 people? Blonde girl and that guy with the beard? No, we haven't seen them. When one of us creates an outline, the other shades it in. We are always drawing each other in and holding each other together like magnets. When one is weary, the other has strength. When one is anxious or depressive, the other is on an opposite wavelength. We are different ends of the color palette, which allows us to paint the town in a full spectrum. We fill each other's gaps whenever we begin to sink. If one of us is hollow, we refill each other's ink. Whenever my ions are positive, yours are, or negative, yours are positive. And when they are opposite, we help one another charge them. This one's called Opalized. We create conditions for each other to sparkle. What we have reminds me of a precious opal. We are most vibrant when we are together. You bring out my best tones, and I enhance your lovely colors. Though sometimes you or I can be brittle, we care for each other through big or little. Over time, we have accumulated small fractures, but we know how to appreciate each other. We have a special ability to colorize any troubles, to transform them into something beautiful. And for those of you that are not rock nerds, when an opal fractures, that actually causes it to be a little more colorful, like on a microscopic level, so that's kind of what I was inspired by. What?
Where are you going?
How's the live feed? How many people are on it?
They keep coming and going, but you have 18.3 thousand likes, probably because of Jenna.
Jenna and Liberty. Wait, is Liberty, you should get on your phone too. Like,
She was.
Oh, good, okay. Because that way it's 2 people.
It's for, no, it's, I think it's Becca Davenport.
Is it Becca?
I think so.
What's up? Don't let me get Dimitri. Some random name that just came up with. Alright, this one's called Crystalline. To me, you are crystalline. You are sturdy yet fragile. With me, you are translucent. You are so multifaceted. You are rare and magnificent. You are like a precious gem. This one is Phoenix. You may have been burned, but you will always return from all of your fear and hurt. In your arsenal are lessons learned. Ashes like confetti settle beneath your wings as you rise and achieve your dreams. Though you never know what tomorrow brings, you are somebody who can accomplish anything. This one's called Lucky. I know you have had your unlucky moments, but overall, with luck, I think you are blessed. You are so calculated, I am not convinced of dumb luck. Each plan or scheme of yours is hand-plucked. This one's called Waterfalls. I know how much you love waterfalls, but you do not have to create your own. You can keep the beautiful caverns of your face dry while we find nature's wonders to put us in awe. Let your worries wash away with the flow as you stand and admire the ferns. Your best natural remedy is a hike. I wrote this one in Ruby Falls. I was like trying not to trip over the people in front of us while it's dark. This one's called Bioluminescence. And I wrote this one in Georgia Aquarium. So cool. It's like flashbacks. You have a natural tendency to glow in the darkness, always finding your way no matter how dim. When those around you are bland and grim, you have a way about you to spark this radiance that creates warmth and bliss. This one's called The Cats. And I wrote this in Scottsboro, Alabama. Can we run around like little kids? Maybe we can pretend to be kittens, carefree and spontaneous, kindred spirits. I aspire to once again be like that. If only we could reincarnate and go back. For now, we can learn lessons from the cats. Yeah, because they get to sleep all day while we go to work. This one's called Off the Grid. Another one of my favorite. This has one of my favorite lines I've ever come up with. I know if you had the chance to leave, I could find you under the canopy, beneath the palette of painted leaves, just before you can see the skeletons of the trees. I know I could find you in a mythical forest, with the birds singing as you tend to your garden. And after a day's work, you would rest in your cottage. It's that painted leaves and skeletons thing. I love that line. This one's called Proxy. I want to take care of you, physically and fiscally. I love it when I impress you, mentally and sentimentally. Through sickness and health, or financial loss and wealth, we will be each other's caregivers. If one is down, the other will deliver. It is comforting to confide in your love because you go beyond and above. This one's called Oceanic. You are a true enigma, but not to me. You are like an ocean, vast and deep. Many drown, but those who are equipped with skills or gills or flotation or ships swim with you and enjoy your waves. We do not struggle, but with you we wade. Currents may try to pull me under from my toes, but I will transition that into a dive into the throes. I am with you through the thick and the thin. Either way, with you by my side, I will swim. Because of your mystique, I am always drawn to you, just as the tides push and pull as directed by the moon. Though my mind has a tendency to panic, your stillness juxtaposed with power is oceanic. This one's called Honey. Honey, you enhance my life so much. You bring flavor and energy with your love. Can I be yours and you will be mine forevermore and until the end of time? A love like ours will never expire or taste bad. Our shelf life is what they all aspire to have. Maybe it is something about the birds and the bees. You pollinate my heart. You are sweet like honey. Because honey is the only food that never expires. So I was inspired. Someone write that down. This one's called, we're shifting, we're getting dark now. This one's called Firearm. Hands up! I know you can handle your own, but I'm always ready to strong arm anybody who crosses you incorrectly. I know I'm a spitfire ready to throw blows, and you are tactful and deliberate like a firearm. Together, we are a force like an army. Consider me a loaded gun ready to overthrow any attack on your body, mind, soul, or heart. I will defend you through any battle or siege. This one is called Sunflower or Moonstone, or Sunstone or Moonflower. You are soft and beautiful like a flower. You bloom wherever you please. I am rough and rigid like a stone. I can get so cold and mean. You are cool and quiet like the moon, a mysterious force with a gleam. I am hot-headed and formidable like the sun. Whether in jubilation or frustration, I will beam. These attributes may be solar, or perhaps they may be lunar, but ultimately they complement each other, filling the spaces for one another. The rays of the sun or the rays of the flower both have their place and their own power. I don't know. This one is called Blue-Green, and I really like this one too. I apologize when I crumble and when you witness it too. Why is it that we never seem to be able to get ahead of the dues? Whenever we are in the midst of calamity, that is the next tragedy's cue. Because of these unfortunate situations with the green, I am blue. Being young and green leads to missteps that develop into sagacity, or sagacity. Though, as our youth begins to flee, I cannot help but feel a sort of envy. of our younger selves and the generations that come before me. Time may be fleeting, but I feel more alive and free than previously. It is confusing what I'm feeling. All I can describe it is as blue-green. This on y'all's couch. This is the night that the deer hit me. January 11th, 2025. I wrote this after I drank y'all's nasty fruit water. This one's called Medicine Bow. It is here that we can be. It is here that we can be still and rest. Safe behind these walls, we can heal. We often hunt for adventure, but home is where we can be at ease and recover. Through whatever sickness or stress, we can be safe and warm together here. Though our gift is the ability to roam, it is nice to be at my quarters with my lover. This one is called Students and Patients. And I drew a little schoolhouse and a little hospital. We joke about the full moons and what is in the food whenever we have a difficult day with unruly people. But what is really amusing are the parallels of our careers. Even in our jobs, how are we so similar yet so different? I suppose whether it's the elders in the hospital or the kids in the classroom, human beings begin and end in the care of other individuals. There's always knowledge to share and learn as we steer them in the right direction, your students and my patients. Wildfire. Sparks fly whenever we spend this time together. You make my cold heart race and become warmer. I do not, however, require the use of a fire extinguisher. Though all of this heat does set my heart on fire, it may get too hot and tiring, but when passion is burning, why would we stop the friction even if it creates a wildfire? And I wrote that in the middle of a meeting. I connected our Bluetooth keyboard to my phone. I hope no one from work is watching this. And I was like, This one is called Active. We both have mastered masking. They are never aware if we are acting. But we see each other's hearts, we decipher the scripts, it is an art. People think that they know our true person, but they only know a mere version. Whether we play or get serious, we know what we want to show on our screens. It is not like the movie that we feature. It is genuine but subtly more limited and blurred. We allow a film over our presentation to hide all our damaged emotions. This is another favorite this makes me. I'm pretty sure this was the last one I wrote. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this done. And I was like, wait, I have this idea. This one's called Green Apple, Blue Raspberry. I may be sour, but you are sweet. We are a power couple, a treat. This love of ours may be niche, but as it flowers, it is ideal for you and me. I sit and scour my deficiencies. Love between bowers is hard, soft, bitter, sour, spicy, salty, tangy, and sweet like candy. This one's called Zoo Farm because we have way too many animals. It's okay because we love them. But we also get annoyed by them. We share a love for animals that is deeper than most. Our warmth and compassion allow for us to be their host. We fill our home with these beloved rescue creatures. People may not understand it, but we do. That is what matters. I'm forever grateful to have found somebody who also believes in love and justice for anything that has a living heart that beats. We have a full house now, but slots will open up as they come into part. And as painful as that is, heaven is their home, but so are our hearts. This one is called Gothic Rustic. We live on a spectrum that is invisible to the untrained eye. We dance between waves of darkness and a southern touch. We cannot be completely understood or accurately defined. We do not fit into a pattern or mold. We are too complex. We both have so much to offer and so many things in our minds. We cannot be predicted or boxed in. When steadfast, we will not budge. We have an interesting architecture within our relationship that is divine. We have styles that compare and contrast, and we create beauty from this. Piano and guitar. As we strum each other's heartstrings, we write and play a celestial melody as we operate together in harmony. We form a band in holy matrimony. We are each other's fans during our symphony. Each song decorates the air we breathe, telling the tales and tunes of our love story. Even if my ears pop, I know you are my rock endlessly. We orchestrate these sound waves deliberately. The music we conduct is timeless and undying. Our love is the psalm I will forever sing, as our hymns bring to him the glory. This one is called bijou, which is French for a gemstone or a trinket. And I thought that was a good describing. Please stop being so hard on yourself. You are a gem, you are a jewel. You are worthy and spectacular. I would never just leave you on the shelf. To your heart, you need not be so cruel. With an abundance of skills, you are not lacking. This one is called Period. And this is kind of awkward. I'm going to read it in. I cannot bear to witness your suffering. If there is a way I could squelch your pain, or if I could carry that burden for you, I would trade. How you feel may be beyond my understanding, but if there was more I could do, I would not hesitate to alter that state and change those traits. I ache with the desire to bring you healing. This one's called Melancholy Melody. While you stand next to me, I can sense your melancholy. So let me hold you, and I will sing a melody as we dance to the rhythm of our heartbeats. I see your smile emerge, and I know you are healing. This is called Falling Under the Waterfall in the Fall. And I'm a liar because I wrote this in the winter.
In February.
Yeah, in
So,
the
yeah.
winter. But fall, I had to waterfall. Sometimes you gotta make it work, okay? In these moments, the springs that feed my heart create waterfalls, reminding me of why I felt for you, I recall. My emotions overflow and saturate my mind like the colors of spring and fall. On my own, I tend to feel so small, but with you, I am standing strong and tall. As we gaze at the waterfall, under this overlook, and take in it all, I realize that, like these waters, for you, I will continue to fall. And this was also written at Nicola Falls in Alabama, because we've been there like 3 times. This one's called Aura. A spiritual gift we both seem to possess is the ability to exercise discernment. We both can effectively detect somebody's mood or character with keen judgment. Though we both have this extra sense, that does not mean you are exempt from my utilization of it on your emotions, or for your emotions. You can claim being fine or remain silent, but I can feel when you are burdened. All I want is to provide rehabilitation and ease your mind, but I feel useless. I promise to give my best effort to lift your spirits and shift the colors of your ambience. This one's called Albums. I document my emotions with words and sounds while you express yours in images floating in the cloud. The mediums we upload our art through may differ, but the parallels between us are to be considered. I curate soundscapes with borrowed noise in the airwaves, and you capture landscapes utilizing light's wavelengths. We are constantly creating albums for others to enjoy while simultaneously constructing our own joy. She takes a lot of pictures, and I'm making it. This one is called Ambidextrous. This also was one I wrote later on, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're opposite in that too, because she's left-handed and I'm right-handed. So I was like, that's kind of like, it feels itself. I am your right-hand man as well as your biggest fan. You and I may be out of left field, but we can wield any tool or weapon because together we are ambidextrous. I know I'm not always right, but I do want to understand why. Having you is my privilege, not my right, and I am delighted. Before you were left on your own, but at my side, you will not be alone. When our hands interlock as a unit and our prayers align, we strengthen. Together we are centered with a stronger grip, and we bring balance to each other. This one's called Eyes Do, I Do. Why are you unable to perceive yourself the way my eyes do? You must understand that there is a reason I agreed to the I do. I want to mend you by wrapping my arms around you, similarly to how my pupils are encircled by green and gray blue. If I could create a pair of teal tinted glasses that allow us to share my view of you, maybe then you would understand with those lenses too. This one is called Where the Colors Lead Us. The fresh spring greenery plays off the sun's beams to create chartreuse light beams after a storm so heavy. As the pale blue sky fades into a deep teal cloudy night, we reflect on life and embrace this quiet time. I wonder when and where we will adventure next, and what all we will see on that forthcoming quest. Maybe we will find an emerald pond beneath a canopy of trees as it hides, or cheerful voices surrounding a blazing bonfire with a core of sapphire. Regardless of where our travels lead, whether just our backyard or the deep sea, we will always make special memories that we will treasure and keep. So Colin, I apologize.
Can I have this?
I'm aware that your intention was to be helpful, and I apologize that I reacted like a hellion. I truly am making an effort to correct this behavior, and I do not want my anxiety to wreak havoc. All I desire is to be the reason your heart is full, not for you to walk upon eggshells and have trepidation. It is a rewarding feeling to give you my hand for favors. I never want you to wear pain, but only feel love. This one's called Labradorite Eyes, Opal Smiles. Lean on me whenever you are in need. I crave to help you whenever you thrive or bleed. We create an iridescent scene that flashes and shines. You do not have to figure it all out on your own. I am always willing to assist, so you're not alone. We may be alienated from the rest of society, but we have each other to create our own country. Together, we always create such beautiful things. So why not combine our colors to maximize our offerings? Really?
Yeah.
Thanks for
Get a little
coming.
fun. CJ, come on, baby.
This one's called Canvas and Denim.
You wanna go home?
I am like canvas made of cotton or hemp or linen, and you go with anything like denim. I am constantly creating and ready to be repainted, and you have the ability to blend with those rugged spaces. You are a seamstress even when you seem stressed, and I wish you could muster the confidence to try new palettes. I wish I could feel comfortable in this demographic. This one's called Army and Navy. You always have my back, and I have yours. Together, we are an incredible, unwavering force. We fight for each other like soldiers in a war, land or sea, inland or on any shore. Being with you, I could not ask for more. Every loss and every victory deepens our lore. And this is the last one. And I'm gonna butcher the German thing, but it's green and blue in Spanish and then in German. It's verde y azul and blau and grün. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I probably should have did my homework before. But it's because I have Cuban roots and she has German roots, and I thought it'd be cool to like do that. She is beautiful, fun, wise, and intelligent. My thoughts are painted with her, two colors that perfectly complement. We could colorize the entire earth. That is how we are, amazing and vivid. We are a natural wonder together, like plants and water or oceans and forests. And I drew a little peacock. And that's it. That concludes Chartreuse and Teal.
You did it!
Thank y'all for coming. They do have copies here if you do want to purchase. I don't expect you to purchase. I'm just glad that y'all came to sit through this. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I am Zach. For those who don't know, I'm Zach. I go by Zachx. I make poetry and music, and I do have a new album coming out next year. I have another poetry book, and I have a website, zachx.com, ZACHX.com, and it has all the information about what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do. And this year I'm really working on building, which is why I'm here trying to put myself out there, because I was on the verge of a panic attack like 2 hours ago, so. But thank you to Bodacious for allowing me to do this, and thank you for carrying my book. I hope to do more things like this, and thank you. Oh, and they have a special drink. I think I said that, but I'll say it again. If you like matcha, and for the people that weren't here to see, it's matcha, it's blueberry matcha, and we're calling it Chartreuse and tea, because matcha's tea, and it's blue and green. It matches. So they have that here if you want that.
Yeah, Jenna's been talking about that the whole life. Jenna's been talking about that the whole life.
Talking about what?
The drink.
Oh.
How do I end it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, is it the power thing?
Yeah. In